Over the weekend, tracking data showed a massive luxury yacht moving through one of the world's most choke-point maritime routes, the Strait of Hormuz. The vessel, known as Nord, is a 465-foot superyacht reportedly valued at more than £368 million. It features 20 staterooms, a swimming pool, a helipad, and even a submarine, making it one of the largest private yachts afloat. The yacht's movement caught attention because it is linked to Russian steel tycoon Alexey Mordashov, a figure who has faced extensive sanctions from the United States and the European Union following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Mordashov's alleged closeness to the Kremlin and his role as the head of the steel giant Severstal have placed him on multiple sanctions lists. Despite those restrictions, Nord was observed departing a marina in Dubai around 2 p.m. on Friday, crossing the Strait of Hormuz early Saturday, and arriving in Muscat, Oman, by Sunday morning. The passage was recorded by maritime tracking platforms, which noted that the yacht's route is now rarely taken by commercial traffic due to heightened tensions between the United States and Iran. Since February, Iran has imposed sweeping limitations on vessels moving through the Strait of Hormuz, a corridor that normally carries about one-fifth of global oil supplies. The restrictions were introduced as part of Tehran's response to the ongoing standoff with Washington, which has included a U.S. blockade targeting Iranian ports. The combined effect has drastically reduced the number of ships making the transit. Before the escalation, between 125 and 140 vessels passed through the strait each day, whereas now only a handful, mostly commercial carriers, attempt the journey. The appearance of a sanctioned billionaire's yacht in this tightly controlled zone raises immediate questions about how Nord secured the necessary clearance. Iranian authorities have not publicly explained how the vessel obtained permission to pass, and representatives for Mordashov have declined to comment on the matter. Shipping records and Russian corporate filings from 2025 indicate that the yacht is registered to a company based in the industrial town of Cherepovets, which is also home to Mordashov's Severstal operations. The firm is reportedly owned by Mordashov's wife, adding a layer of opacity to the ownership structure. Beyond the immediate mystery of the yacht's passage, the event fits into a broader pattern of elite attempts to circumvent sanctions. High-value assets such as superyachts, art collections, and real estate have frequently been used by sanctioned individuals to preserve wealth and maintain mobility. The Nord incident highlights how maritime routes, despite being heavily monitored, can still be exploited when geopolitical friction creates ambiguities in enforcement. The timing of the yacht's transit coincides with heightened diplomatic activity. On Monday, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araqchi traveled to Moscow for talks with President Vladimir Putin, following mediation discussions held in Pakistan and Oman over the weekend. Those talks are part of a series of efforts to de-escalate the U.S.-Iran confrontation, which has also seen the United States propose a three-step plan: first, halt attacks on Iran and guarantee non-resumption; second, lift naval blockades; and third, address nuclear enrichment issues only after a ceasefire holds. U.S. President Donald Trump has reportedly expressed skepticism about the proposal, arguing that it does not sufficiently address his concerns about Iran's nuclear ambitions. While the diplomatic overtures continue, the movement of Nord serves as a stark reminder that sanctions regimes are not always watertight. The ability of a luxury vessel linked to a sanctioned individual to traverse a critical oil choke point underscores the challenges faced by authorities in enforcing restrictions, especially when complex ownership structures and shifting alliances obscure accountability. As the situation evolves, observers will be watching closely to see whether further attempts are made to move sanctioned assets through sensitive maritime corridors, and how governments might tighten monitoring and enforcement mechanisms to prevent similar incidents in the future.